What's going on? It's your boy CJ Moore, the owner and creative director at the Moore Clothing brand. And I just jumped off the porch with my cousin and them dirty glove bastards. Yeah.
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day.
All right, so we got my guy, CJ Moore, jumping off the porch with us today, man.
What's going on?
Man, I'm feeling great. How about yourself, man?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm starting to like Atlanta a little bit.
There you go, man. I'm sure it's a big change of pace in Akron, right?
Man, fast pace.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's good, man. I appreciate you, coming all the way down here, come see us
too,
too,
having
man.
me, man.
Yeah. So first off, how are we feeling today, man? How you doing today?
Whew, I ain't gonna lie to you. I should have checked the weather, man. It's burning up down this month,
Yeah, it's a heat wave. They saying like 110s this whole weekend, man.
I thought it was gonna rain.
Even when it rains, it don't even really cool it down, man. Yeah, so you got anything else planned though in the city while you're here, or you in and out with it, or
when I leave, I'm gonna do a couple things, man. Try to advertise my clothing brand a little bit more and stuff, and try to get out here more in Atlanta. This is my second time. I ain't been here since I was like 14. I got family. My dad's side of the family is actually from down here. So.
Okay, yeah. Man, it's a city full of entrepreneurs, man. So. Definitely a good place to come and, promote your brand and all that too, man.
Hopefully I'll move down here one day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I dig that, man. So, I've never been to Akron, man. Can you fill me in on like the way of life, the culture up there?
Man, this actually this the perfect time to be from Akron, for real, because there's so many things that's going on right now. As everybody know, LeBron is from there.
Oh yeah.
He did so much things for our city. He just opened up a school there. He just did housing. He just opened up housing, I think in the last 3 weeks, he just did that, opened up housing, and then I think he got a club now up there, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And everybody up there, just Atlanta, it's entrepreneurs up there, everybody's starting a clothing brand, music scene is popping. It's a pretty good place to be from.
Yeah. How inspiring is that, to have someone like LeBron James at the top of the world come from your city, from Akron, which is not a very big city.
Hey, so crazy, not even just that, we went, me and him damn near, we went to the same schools. So it's
for real?
Yeah. So everything about it just make it super dope, you know what I'm saying? When you go to the schools, his pictures is there, and he really give back, you know what I'm saying? He not one of them people who just left, he actually came back and did a lot of stuff for our city. So.
Yeah, even just for him to call himself the kid from Akron, he stamped that shit.
Oh, he gonna let you know.
Yeah,
he gonna let you know for sure. You know what I'm saying? He from Akron. You might catch him riding down with his old school right down the street. You was like, oh, okay, some regular stuff. So yeah.
So what was you into coming up in Akron? As a kid and all that. Were you into sports? Or?
I actually was super big on music, doing talent shows, and I really just got into the super fashion, but all of it actually ties in together, so it never leave me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what kind of got you into fashion at first?
Man, for real, to be honest with you, the craziest thing is I'm still working right now too. I work at a clothing store.
Okay.
It's a real popular clothing store up in Akron, Ohio. It's called Kids Lounge. And one day a customer came in and he was like, hey, can you get the shirt down for me? And I was like, all right. And it was just like a little simple shirt. It had a pigeon or something on it. And he was like, you know where this brand is from? And he was like, I was like, New York. And then he was like, okay. He was like, oh, that's where I'm from. So I'm like, okay. And then he was like, oh, I got the pigeon New York type stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah. So he was like, how much the shirt is? And I was like, $65. And he was like, fuck it, I'm from New York. Let me get it. And I'm like, he bought the shirt just because he from New York and it just had a symbol of something that he had liked. So I'm like, why can't I do nothing like that? You know what I'm saying? Why can't my name be on a t-shirt or anything like that? So that's how I started my clothing brand. Literally off of that.
Just off of that?
Off of that.
Huh.
Yep, and then I just start watching, I'm really big on dots.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just start watching the Virgils and how Coco Chanel didn't like Dior. I'm into stuff like that, Louis Vuitton, how he started with luggage, making it flat instead of round. I just started watching all of them so I know my things when I finally started. It took me a good 3 years before I started my clothing brand.
Oh, really?
Because I wanted to make sure like everything was perfect. I always knew it was gonna tie into my name, but I just didn't know like how it would tie into my name.
Yeah. So you ended up with the More clothing brand.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I ended up with the More clothing brand. I always knew it was gonna stand like more like, but I was gonna make it like more everything, like anything that had to do with more. So any on my shirts that say like more life, more, you know what I'm saying, just anything, just more anything. So.
Nah, I dig that. So family and friends, you present them this idea or you present them a piece like, hey, I'm starting my own clothing brand. What's their reaction?
So when I first started, I didn't even tell my family or nobody. I literally just walked around the store like just coming up with things. Like I was just like coming up with ideas. Like the first year, I probably like, 3 years? The first year I came up with, okay, I know it's gonna have to do with something with my name. Like that's the first thing I did. Then the second thing was like, okay, let me go ahead and find the vendors and let me just start ordering different things and see how it's gonna come out, because I was like real big on material. And I'm like, long as it's good quality, they're gonna buy it. That's just how I looked at things. Like, you know what I'm saying? I work at a clothing store and I know that was the biggest thing to do was make sure that the quality was good, because everybody who's starting a business, that's the main thing everybody want to do is like downplay it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look for something to be wrong with you. So I knew like at least if I had the good quality, everybody was gonna mess with me. Like, you know what I mean? So.
And I feel like that's an important step a lot of, you know, new clothing brands skip, is they go for the cheapest thing they can get.
Yeah,
so many people just get the Gildans, you know, and print their name on it. You put it on, it's like, bro, this is like wearing a fucking apron or some shit.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you know, that's why I was like, the first year I went from what was it gonna stand for, what was the name I knew was gonna do with my name. Second year was, let me start just ordering stuff with just different more things on there. Let me just like figure out what would the quality be. And then the third year was, okay, I'm about to push this in. What was the meaning behind it? Why I'm pushing it? You know what I'm saying? So that's literally like everybody like, oh, this just happened overnight, because I'm really popular like back in my city like for my clothing. So it's like everybody just like, oh, like where do you just come from out of nowhere? Like, you know, everybody start wearing my clothes, and it was just like, is that dude? Because half of my pictures on Instagram too is like I wear like masks. So when they come in the clothing store, they don't even know it's me until they read my tattoos or somebody be like CJ, and they be like, oh, you the dude CJ Moore? I be like, yeah. And then they be like, oh man, I love your clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just go off from there. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So what do you want the More clothing brand to represent? What do you want the meaning to be?
Like I said, man, I just want it to mean like just wanting more out of everything, like more life, more love, more passion, more success, anything that you want more out of life with. You know what I'm saying? That's what my clothing line really stands for. I get it. Like I made it like catchy by doing it with my name to be with the 2 O's, but it just really mean like just wanting more out of life. Like, you know what I mean? So anything that have to do with it, I just want people to wear it on their birthday, they favorite holiday, you know what I'm saying? And I want it to be meaningful to them when they wear my clothes.
Understood, man. What would you say were like some of the challenges you faced starting the brand?
Challenges, I feel like it's like anything, just like with music or anybody doing anything, it's really a fan base, like growing, trying to get people to support you, you know, besides family and friends, like getting other people to like catch on to your brand just initially. Like even if you do like lashes or hair or anything, it's hard building a brand in general, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was the biggest thing that I was scared of. Like I keep buying all these shirts. I done bought 50 shirts. Like how I'm about to get these 50 shirts off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it just come like one person wear it and another person wear it, or they'll call me and ask, and it just pick up.
Yeah. So what's the first shirt? I think the shirt's what you rolled out first, or?
Yeah, I started actually. A lot of people don't know, but the first thing I actually did when I started the clothing brand was actually gonna be slides. I was gonna do, because I was like, everybody do the hoodies and the t-shirts, and the trucker hats is real big from where I'm from, and I was like, man, you know what, let me be different. Like, let me do something that's gonna be different. Like, and it was either gonna be book bags or it was gonna be flip-flop slides. And I started off doing slides first, and then I just like, I post something and then take it down just to see people's reactions in my story. Like I just like put it up there, and then I just wait for like a day and just see what people like catch on to, like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was like, bro, them dope, but Like, you don't got no shirt to match you or nothing? You don't got no hat? And then I'm like, damn. So then I just started moving on to doing the shirts and stuff. And that's how it came to be.
So how long would you say it took you to get rid of all those slides at first?
It was like a test run. I ain't gonna hold you. It was like a test run, so it didn't take that long for real.
Okay.
Most of the time, like when I first did stuff, I was trying to like just give it to people that I knew. So I actually had a gimmick of how I started my clothing brand. If you want to know.
Come on, yeah, give us some game here, man.
So when I was actually working at the clothing store, like I was telling you, I work at a clothing store. So I don't know nobody famous. So I was actually watching a doc, like I was telling you, Abercrombie, the owner of Abercrombie. He said that he target the popular people on purpose so the other kids will want to wear it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. So what I did was on my Facebook and on my Instagram, everybody was getting money around the 2021 era. So everybody was buying chains and cars and stuff. So I was getting all the D-boys to come up to the store and I was holding their Jordans for them. And when I held their Jordans for them and stuff, they all wanted to show me off their jewelry. So I would post it in my stories of them wearing their chains, or they'd come up there with their SRTs, and I would put it in my stories. So every time somebody come and look at my stories, they would want to bring their friends up there, and everybody start bringing their cars and chains. Like the owner was mad at first, like, you know what I'm saying? He was mad because he just, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of them things like I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was like I was bringing attraction to the store, but I was doing it for the wrong cause. Like, I was doing it for personal gain. So, you know what I'm saying? I started getting meetings with him and stuff, but he ended up being cool about it after that. So everybody was just literally bringing up they cars, show me off their chains and everything, who got the best car, you know, in my city, who got the best chains. So when they was doing it, after I got done recording their chains and stuff, I was telling them, like, you know what I'm saying, like, hey man, I got a clothing brand coming out, you know what I'm saying, when I come out, make sure, you know, support it. So, you know, they like, oh yeah, see, I got you, boom, boom, boom. So then, you know what I'm saying, since I didn't know the famous people, I knew the D-boys. So when they seen the D-boys wear it, everybody was coming up there like, you know what I'm saying, like, who's CJ? Like, and then they start wearing clothes because you got to think they got my shirts on with Dior's on and, you know what I'm saying, Rick Owens. So when they was seeing it, they like, everybody was thinking like, what was that brand? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they just kept seeing it so much on the people who had money, like, you know what I'm saying? So it just made everything better for me because I think that's why it moves so fast is because everybody wanted to know what that brand was. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's brilliant marketing right there, man.
Yeah, I ain't tell nobody. This is the first time I told people that for real. I never told nobody that because everybody always wonder like, how did you get your clothes to move so fast? Like everybody knew on your clothes, and I'm like, man, I just had like, I'm just a real big on docs. Like I just watch them like a lot, like just to figure out like how did like Virgil come and meet Kanye? Like how did everything just come to be? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's knowledge, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a different story. You just got to pick which one you gonna follow, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
and what would you say is your experience like being, you know, a black-owned clothing brand?
It got its ups and downs. Like I said, like everybody just looking for something to be wrong, like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's really hard to be like a black-owned business because it's like they want to support you, but they don't want you doing better than them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just want to be that much, but it still's like, yeah, I want to support, but then, the customer service was bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything. But with me personally, like, I mean, I probably only had like I said, I've been doing it for 3 years. That I can honestly say, like, only had like 2 like people that really just either returned or like I just didn't have a good experience. Like they kept asking me when the shirt was gonna come, my birthday tomorrow, like type deal. But other than that, like, no, I don't really think I had nothing bad.
Only 2 people in 3 years?
I promise
That's
you,
a good
like,
ratio.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there,
I told like I said, like I was real big on like just being in a clothing store all day. Like when I finally found like the vendors, and that's another thing that's hard, like finding vendors. Like when I finally found the vendor, it was just like all about the Benjamins, like when they found them stones, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, okay, it's time to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I ordered them out, they packaged it for me and everything, and it was just like, it was dope. So there was no reason to go nowhere else.
Yeah. Now, how do you deal with family or friends asking for either free shit or discounts? Because I know you get hit with that, man.
All the time, man. They be like, what's the price? And I'll be like 50 or 80, and then I'm like, okay, what's my price though? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? But Like, I mean, all my family is really supportive of me, so, you know.
Yeah.
It works itself out.
Yeah, you gotta tell them, man, like, you ain't going to Dior asking for a discount, because they ain't even gonna look in your direction.
Just like right now, like this, I literally just dropped this hat, like, and right before I came here, my clothes actually just went into its third retail store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Congrats,
yeah.
man.
Like literally, like right now, like my clothes just like right before we pulled up here, my clothes like literally just dropped down in the clothing store. Like,
oh wow. So
when they found out, like, when I was doing it, like selling out my house and trucks and stuff, like I'm pulling up to weddings and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? My hoodies was like 100, my shirt's 50. The hat I got on right now is like 80, and people like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like an $80 hat, but you would go and pay Gucci, you know what I'm saying? $350, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a couple hundred, but you complain about an $80 hat, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you not purchasing from, you know what I'm saying, from Saks or something. You purchasing from me. Look, you know, they probably got like millions of them hats. Me, I just got like 50 of them. So you want a one-on-one, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, why wouldn't you shop with me? You know what I'm saying? I don't take it personal.
What was the first store that you got your clothing into?
My store that I work at now.
Okay. Did it take a lot of convincing for him?
You know what? It was like I said, when I first started, it was probably like 21. That era was just rocky for everybody because we was getting over COVID and everything, and I really didn't see the owner really, you know what I'm saying, until I think it was like All-Star we was talking about it. Last year's All-Star we was talking about it, and then like we finally just had a dinner and sat down and talked about it, and we just like, you know, crunched the numbers and we got it in there, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't really like pressed the issue. Like, he knew I had a clothing brand, and he was real supportive of it, but I like the feeling that it took this long, because it's not like, oh, he just got his clothing brand in there because he worked there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I really worked hard, and he seen like my growth, like, you know what I'm saying, to get it in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That everybody was coming in the store actually asking like, where's CJ's clothes at? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just made me feel better, because it's like, you can't take that from me. Like, oh, he only got in there because he worked there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually worked for it. Like, you know, he ain't just like, oh yeah, I seen, go ahead and put it in there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, and I feel like that kind of gives you, like, you know, an advantage, because not only is your clothing in the store, but you could be the one selling it to folks too. It's not like you can go into Saks and meet the owner of Gucci and buy straight from them like that.
Yeah, so that's why I said it really made me feel good that I actually like worked for it, and I actually got the, you know what I'm saying, the owner actually on my side and being supportive of what I'm doing. And it wasn't like, oh, he just did it because he worked there. It was actually like he watched me like step by step, like, oh, okay, like, you're not ready yet, okay. Now I see, like, yeah, let's get you in here. And then, like, right now, like, I checked the papers last night, and my clothes was the bestseller yesterday. So,
really?
Yeah.
Congrats, man. I see you got a lot of stuff for the ladies, too. When did you make that transition where you started making some stuff for the women as well?
Man, you know what's so funny is that I went more for the ladies, because it's like, when you try to go for the dudes, it's like I ain't gonna say they hating or nothing. It's just like they scared to say something to you because they don't want to seem like they, you know, dick riding or anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like for real, because it's like the women, like, men spend more, but women, like, they'll come to me more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, they like my clothes, but I'd be like, all right, well, what you need? And they'd be like, a large. I'd be like, larger woman. They'd be like, larger man. They'd be like, oh, my dude wanted it, but he didn't want to reach out to you. And
they be telling you that?
Yes, they're serious. Like, they really be telling me that. I'm like, why they ain't just like write me? Like, you know, I don't know, girl. I just get in this jogging suit. I'll be like, all right. So I start like gravitating towards the women more, because the women just reach out to me more, and the guys, it's like I still make my guy clothes, but it's just like the ladies, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like the dudes don't mind spending the money, but the ladies will spend more with you. Like, they'll just keep coming with you, like, especially if it's good quality. Like, they'll come and mess with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I just started more going towards the women. But in my fall collection, I'm doing more men, like, you know what I'm saying, to let them know, like, I ain't, you know, forget about y'all or nothing. It's just at that time, in the summer, that's the best cleanup for the girls. The dudes is more like, they want like the workers, like I got the worker outfits coming out, like the more Dickies and the, like the vest, and like, you know what I'm saying, I got more of them in the fall, because I'll make more money in the fall and the winter, because it's heavier clothes, like, you know what I'm saying. In the summer, the girls gonna spend, they want the little booty shorts and the skirts and the dresses, like, you know what I'm saying. And so it's just easier to make more money in the summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just looking at your IG in the comments, they went crazy with them dresses, man.
Man, that's the one that did the bestseller.
Really?
Yeah, that was the one.
I believe that, man. They was all on that shit.
Man, I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, wow. And I still like, even to this day, like I can't believe like how much, cause you know when you from a city, it just seemed like everybody gonna hate on you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they know you. They can see you at a Burger King. They can, you know what I'm saying, run into you at a Family Dollars. But I mean, like, they gravitated towards it so much. Like, I was like, wow. And when I tell people that, they be like, man, why you know your shit dope? You know what I'm saying? You was worried. I'm like, yeah, because, you know, normally it'd be hard to sell in your own city. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's with anything. So it was like, I was shocked. I was really shocked.
So would you say you sell more in your city than you do online, or?
I wouldn't say that. Like right now, I'm really picking up in Detroit. I be seeing my clothes pick more up in Detroit now.
Okay.
Even I'm from Akron, but Cleveland's starting to mess with me more. I've been doing like Oklahoma. I had some clothes on Oklahoma and stuff, and they did like, we got this. Y'all got Summer Jam down here?
We got Birthday Bash.
Oh, Birthday Bash. Okay.
Yeah, that was just, what was it, last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
And when they was people was wearing, like, all the people from my city, like, a lot of people was wearing clothes from, like, for Summer Jam. And the next day they was like, yeah, we was telling people about your clothes. And I looked at my online orders. It was from Miami to Atlanta. It was all down south people, like, wearing the clothes. I'm like, wow. I mean, like, getting the orders in from them. And I'm like, wow. And that was, like, last year. So it's just, like, moving. Like, now somebody just wrote me from PA. So now I'm getting, like, I'm going to start moving down to PA to get my clothes up there, too. So.
Oh, that's dope right there, man. Talk about this Detroit connection, man, and how your clothes got on the show.
Man. So actually, it's so funny, like that. Like people just believing in me. It's like, you know, on Instagram, they always be like, tag your favorite rapper from your hometown or the clothing brand or whatever like that. And some girl actually tagged me under Sino, the main star on McGraw Ave. She tagged me under there, and I don't be thinking nothing of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? When people tag you under stuff, it just be like, I like it, and I just let it go because it's like, they stars and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, who really about to see this? Like, but you know what's so crazy is it really works. Like, it really works. So I'm sitting there, and I'm at work, and I'm just like getting shoes and shit, and I just get an inbox like, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? To see you know what I'm saying? I wear 2X in clothes. Like, would you mind like coming up to Detroit? I got this restaurant up here. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to invite you. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking he bullshit. Like, I'm thinking like somebody got his thing. He dropped the ad, he dropped the sizes and everything. So the first time I went up there, I went up to his restaurant. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? He didn't leave my side one time. He made sure I was cool. Everything. Like, I gave him a bag, gave him a care package, you know, of my clothes. And when I left, he actually wrote me again. Like, we chopped it up and then I left and he wrote me again and he was like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, out of all the clothing brands like people tag, you're the only person who came up here. He was like, you know what I'm saying, I respect you for that because people be bullshitting, like, and you really like came up here, like, you know what I'm saying? He like, man, I didn't even get your number, man. So he gave me his number, you know, he followed me back and everything. And then the next day, he was like, he told me like what movies and TV shows he was gonna wear it for. Like, he told me about the McGraw Ave thing coming up. And then I see Payroll was gonna be on there. So I hit him up. I'm like, hey, you he was like, I was like, yeah, you wanna see a Payroll one? He like, all right, hold on one second. So he like, Payroll 1-1 now, Payroll 1-1. So I'm like, all right. He like, can you come back up here? I'll meet up this day, boom, boom, boom. So I'm on my way. So the first time I went, I'm not gonna lie, it was just like this situation today. I ain't bringing enough clothes. So when I get up there, he got me meeting everybody and stuff, and they like, man, your clothes dope, boom, boom, boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? They chopping it up with me, and then I'm like, this time I'm gonna be ready. Yeah. So I loaded up, I got a Ram, I loaded my Ram up. So on halfway up there, my son had my phone, and he was like, man, he was like, you really coming up here? You know what I'm saying? Cause we shooting. He told me the location or whatever like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. He was like, man, you know, so funny. He was like, Murder Pain 1-1. So I'm like, all right, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he like, you got some on you? He's like, 'cause last time, I'm like, bro, don't even worry. I loaded up my truck. Like,
came prepared this
yeah,
time.
I came prepared this time. So then I went up there and they was shooting McGraw Ave. They were shooting some scenes from McGraw Ave. And I'm like, I didn't want to be no bother or nothing, so I stayed laid back. But then Murder just came up to me like, he was like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready whenever you ready. I'm like, oh no, y'all can go. He like, bro, I'm ready. He's like, matter of fact, he like, y'all got anything to do today? We like, no. He like, well, y'all with us then. He like, y'all come to the next scene and everything. Like, so dope. They was like, they was cool with I don't know if you hip to the one girl, Ebony Tate. She like got the new movie on there. It's called I forgot the name of the movie, but she got like the #1 movie on Tubi right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's about her like cheating on her dude or something like that. But she hit me up. I gave her address, and the Dirty D, the main star on the Dirty D, she just hit me up. She just had my address on. And I just been like taking over the D, like trying to, going up there in the D, like, you know what I'm saying? All the people up there, they liking my clothes. So I'm like, I'm just keep coming up there. Like I'm going up there after I leave Big Finney's party.
Oh really?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to Big Finney's party next weekend, his all white party. And then I'm going straight to the D for the McGraw Ave 3, be behind the scenes and chop it up with the stars and stuff. So yeah. I've been trying to do that lately.
Yeah, big shit popping for you, man.
Yeah, man. I've been moving.
Yeah. So talk about your reaction when you win Clothing Brand of the Year in Ohio, man.
I wasn't actually even there.
You weren't even there?
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even going to go, man, because like I said, I'm one of them people, like, when people tag me or something, I just, like, think it's, like, bullshit or something, like, or, like, that people be playing so much, it's like, I don't even know, like, you know what I'm saying? So when people was like, bro, you know you getting voted this year, and I'm like, okay. So I kept, like, you know what I'm saying, just, like, posting it or whatever. And then I'm like, at the very end, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go. Like, everybody like, cause I talked to my mom and my family and friends, and they just like, man, go, man, just in case you win. So I'm literally getting dressed, and I just hear, bing, 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 like all my messages and everything. As people start sending me videos, they're like, bro, where you at? I'm like, I'm getting dressed. Why? They like, I'm thinking the show started like at 7. Yeah. It started at 6. So I'm like, I'm getting dressed. What you mean? Like, I'm on my way there. They like, bro, you just won. I said, shut the fuck up. They like, bro, everybody in here looking for you, bro. Like, you just won, bro. Bro, this girl sent me a video. She's like, where you at? Like, where you at? I'm like, they showing the crowd and shit. It's like the BT Awards in that motherfucker. Like, they're like, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, bro. Be serious. I'm like, bro, I'm hopping in my truck right now. I get there. They ain't even let me get a speech or nothing. They just gave me the award.
You was too late for that.
They gave me, but you know what I'm saying? I got to broadcast my new jacket that I got on my page, the copyright one. And like, literally, when I came in there with that jacket on, everybody was just looking like, who is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it made me feel good because I had to come down the road and everybody was staring at my jacket. But at the same time, I wish I would have been there to give the speech out, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully this year I get it.
Yeah, go back to back with
yeah,
it,
go
right?
back to back, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's major, man. Salute to you for that, too,
thank you, man.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the fashion industry right now today?
I mean, I feel like, I like it. I mean, everybody, it's like everybody converting over from the straight lays to the stat jeans. I see more of the stat jeans is coming out, and I salute everybody just doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to make different fashion for, you know, for everybody and the people, for different looks and different clothing for everybody. So I like it so far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I see you've been previewing some jeans on your page too.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I thought it was more. I thought it was catchy too with the more jeans. I can just hear people like, man, y'all ain't got the more jeans. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't wait till them drop. Like, I'm planning on dropping them in the fall. So, you know, I done had a lot of people ask me about those too.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope everybody like them, man, because I really like I said, like, I done moved over from the hoodies and the jeans and the jogging suits to to start doing jeans, and hopefully I came up with a good concept, a good logo for people to like on the jeans. It's gonna catch people's eyes to ask what it is. So yeah. I'm really excited about my jeans though, and I like I'm a bigger dude, so I like comfortable stuff. So I try to order things that's like what I will wear, that I feel like other dudes like my size will wear too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, get them stretch jeans.
Yeah, get the stretch jeans.
That's like these that I'm wearing now today. I put them on. I ain't worn these in a while. I put them on. Oh shit,
You're right,
these bitches comfy, man.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't like that Like
that
straight, that Levi straight to the point. No disrespect to Levi, but like that straight to the point. I like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can move around, like put your money in there, and you know what I'm saying? Look, I don't like that.
Now, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, talk about some of the sacrifices you had to take, you know, for you to be successful so far.
A lot of things, you know, play in the background of stuff that people just don't realize that people got to do. Like, it's hard running a business, and anybody who tell you anything different is lying. Like, especially if you doing it by yourself. Like, I'm at the point right now, I'm just tired for real. Like, but it's a good tire. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a bad tire. It's just, like I said, I'm still working. Then I'm designing the clothes. I gotta order the clothes. I gotta put them in order. I gotta ship out. I'm doing everything by myself. So it's like, I'm tired, but I know it's gonna pay off eventually. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's hard being an entrepreneur for real.
Yeah. At what point do you feel like you will hire some help then?
I feel like I'm getting there now. Like that it's picking up. Like I said, like the TV show not even out yet, and I just been like posting like little, you know what I'm saying, snippets of what's going on, but. I feel like when that come out and more of like, I got more like celebrities, like I said, that actually works. Like I'm shocked, like how I hooked up with the big Fendi parties. Like I really just wrote them and told them like, you know what I'm saying, I'm an upcoming clothing brand that's coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying, I don't want nothing from you. I just, you know what I'm saying, I just want to bless you with some clothes. It's the way you talk to people too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That, you know what I'm saying, he wrote me back and he like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to have a party. Why don't you just bring the clothes to my party? I'm like, for real? Like, he like, yeah. I'm like, what's your size? That's why I test people though too, because, you know, I don't know what it is, but Instagram been having like some hat accounts, and then some accounts don't be real. So I'm like, he told me to come to his party. I'm like, all right, what size you wear? And then he was like, a 2X. I'm like, all right. He sent me the link to his party, like, get the ticket, everything.
Okay.
Man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that went. I was shocked. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of famous people really just don't act funny. Like, you would think, like, by looking at them, like, oh, they ain't about to write me back. Like, you know what I'm saying? But some of that shit really worked, though. Some people do be acting funny, but most of them don't. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what's some advice you would share to someone that's trying to, you know, start their own clothing brand today?
Man, to be honest with you, the first thing I wish I would have knew that, like, I'm learning on the way, like I was learning on the way, is that the first thing you want to do if you want to start any business that we got to start teaching our kids at home is credit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hear that at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't learn about credit until I was probably like 25. And it was from somebody that I wouldn't even expect like to learn that from. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I was at home or nothing, like it wasn't like my dad or my mom was pushing me like to like go fish your credit or anything like that. But I feel like at the beginning, if I would have learned that I probably would have been way farther in life with, like, you know what I'm saying, with my clothing brand, because it was like I was fixing that at the same time trying to build something. Yeah. But if it was fixed at first, I probably would have been way farther than what I was. So
yeah, it's nothing better than spending other people's money.
Yeah. But it's like coming out, like being an entrepreneur, of coming out of your own pocket, like everything just coming out your own pocket is hard at the same time of trying to, because it's like, I don't want to say it, but like it's like selling drugs. Like, you got to re-up, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep, like, you buy the clothes and then you got to make your money back, like, you know what I'm saying, type deal. But if you had time to make your money back with using your cards and stuff, then it'd be more easier for you. But that's one thing I would say, like, if anybody trying to start like a clothing line or anything, just make sure like you get your credit together first, for real. Then the second thing is, like I said, don't think it's gonna come like easy. Really sit down and really pace yourself of how you gonna really do everything. Learn the difference between being a streetwear, a luxury wear, like, you know what I'm saying? But learn what you really wanna be and stick to that lane. Don't try to do both, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say, like, a lot of people mix up like Palms Angel being something like, you know what I'm saying, to being like I said, like the Gucci and the off-white, like off-white and Palm Angel I would put in the same category, like, you know what I'm saying, and the Gucci and the Louis, and I would put that in a different category. So if you looking for something to do, like just make sure you know the difference of what you really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just rush into it and just like get to buying logos or like trying to do different things, and it's like it don't work out for them. They trying to understand why is because it's like you got to really plan this shit out. It's not just gonna come to you overnight. It's like I really sat down and thought about everything I was doing before I did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why it's like taking off for me, because I didn't just like run out and just did something like just because I had the money to do it. It's like I really started off like thinking about that shit. Like I really sat in this clothing store sitting there like with the owner, nobody even know what I'm doing, just looking around at different things, like not even Nike or Reebok or anything, just like, damn, what's making this brand really sell? Like what is they doing? Like I'm touching the clothes, like I'm looking at the tags to make sure like, okay, they using 100% cotton, polyester, everything, like, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to these vendors, I know what I'm talking about now when I'm doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it do, like I said, everybody got different story. Maybe it do come easy to them, but you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it for the right cause, and make sure that your clothing line have a meaning behind it.
Yeah, no, that's wise words right there, man. And definitely research, like you said.
Yeah, research.
You can never do too much research, man. Yeah.
Like when my friends don't want to go, like they'll tell you, like I'm a homebody. Like when my friends want to go out to the club and everything, I'm really sitting there on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be out in a minute, but I'm just like really trying to learn. Like everybody, like it's no way that everybody is just famous off the internet, and how is they coming famous? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a reason why. But if you really sat there and just like learn, you will learn so much that you probably didn't even know, like, you know what I'm saying, to get where you need to be if you just like, you know, took the time to like pay attention to what's going on in the world. Yeah. So.
No, that's real, man.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the future of the More Clothing brand?
Man, hopefully I'll take over the world. be another, you know, black successful man. I mean, like I feel like I'm multi-talented, so I'm not gonna see. I feel like clothing change all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna focus on just clothing because I do different things too. But it's one of the things that really just took off for me, and I feel like I'm passionate about it, and that I don't want to let up on it yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like one thing I do want to do is, for myself, is be more in a retail store. I never wanted to own my own store, like have like the More Clothing brand. I always wanted to have an office and just have my clothes at different retail stores. But at the same time, I wanted to own and be my own vendor. So when other people want to make clothes and my business is slow, I can go ahead and just, you know, make clothes for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm big on quality, so so you know what I'm saying? I make sure everybody, you know what I'm saying, have the best quality that I can give them, you know what I'm saying, in the U.S. Because most of these people, they going to China.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're going overseas for
sure.
A lot of people get scammed on that shit too.
Man, I'm telling you, real bad. Yeah, real bad. And most of the time, the people that's doing it is you know, they playing middle people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the U.S. people is playing middle people because they really getting it from China. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they bringing it over here and then they selling it to you for.
Oh yeah, they putting their charge on it.
Yeah, they putting their tax on it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if that's your hustle, you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, research.
Research. I'm really big on that, man, for sure. Really big.
All right, CJ, go ahead and plug your website where everyone can get the merch at, and plug your social media too, so where they can see, you know, the preview of what you're about to drop too, man.
Okay, my online store is themoreclothingbrand.com, and my social media is CJMore330 on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Cool, man. Yeah. And you guys, shout outs you like to give before we wrap it up here, man?
Oh yeah, for real, for sure. Shout out to my cousin Rose. Shout out to Kids Lounge, shout out my boy Tev, Rich, the twins, Juan and Wayne. Shout out to my boy E, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Akron. We moving.
Every day